have a niece who just graduated from college, so she's 22. Made a comment recently about many people that she knows in her life, that she made a comment saying that most of the females who are married that she knows in her life settled. Most of them married. I was like, married women settled. So when she looks at their husbands, as a 22-year-old woman, she thinks that most of the women settled. I found that very interesting.
Does she know that to be a fact, though? Did
No,
she
I think
ask
she's assuming,
them, or she's just assuming because of the way they look? Are we talking about appearances? She feel like they settled.
She feels like her, I think, well, even like family members. I'll say her grandmother settled with her grandfather. Her aunt settled with her uncle. So she just said in many of the relationships that she sees, and of course she's 22, right? A 22-year-old isn't going to know every single moment that goes on in the intimacy of a relationship, even, friends or family members. But from what she sees, and we'll say probably a little bit of what she knows, I don't know. But I thought that was a very interesting statement from someone who's a millennial. I don't know if there's 22-year-olds still call a millennial. I don't know. Generation X.
But that's just perception, though. What someone else needs, you may not know that by seeing, the relationship. Like, you only see what you see, as you said. But what I need, she may not find that as a need, as far as a partner goes. So, that's just her perception at 22. And her perception at 22, I don't even think she knows what she wants and needs out of a relationship at that age either. So
some people do, some people don't. Because I know plenty of people who we went to Tuskegee with, they're married and they marry early and they are still married today. You go to homecoming, they are still married. That's one thing I can say. The people who did meet in college, most of them are still in those same relationships today, at least at my school.
But I feel like that takes a level of work, though. You don't have the same mentality as you did at 22. And that's why I think some marriages aren't surviving time, is because as you go through those changes, are you going through those changes together, or are you just changing and growing apart? So I see people that have been married. Yeah, I met them at 18. My parents were married after 6 months, been married for 41 years, So yeah, I guess it all depends on how much you want to work in your marriage.
Listen, somebody said peace is boring to women. That is a lie. I don't even like the birds chirping in the morning. I'm like, with y'all, please.
Okay.
You shut up.
Don't wake me up out my sleep.
I've always been that person where I don't mind having a huge house where you have your wing, I have mine. Peace. Ideally. And I even thought that way in my 20s. I was like, oh, it'd be so nice to marry a man. He has a side of the house. I have a side of the house. We meet in the middle.
Really?
Girl, I love my peace.
Do you still want that type of living arrangement?
Really?
Wow.
No, don't get me wrong. When we come together, but there are times when I'm just like, I just don't feel like being bothered with anybody.
Well, are y'all
listen? Tan used to be my roommate, and she know if you wake me up in my sleep, remember that? Tan used to be at the door like, don't go in there. She's sleeping. Let her. Tan was like my bodyguard.
Right. So Tam, that's a very valid question.
Are you sleeping in separate beds? If you got separate wings of the house, are you sleeping in separate beds?
There's a common there's a common bed. But it's time to just unwind. I do appreciate that. I think everybody needs that, where you're just that, So
that sounds like an arrangement.
No, I want to be married to a man that I'm in love with, but I'm just saying there's always that time like he comes home from work. I get that. You just want peace. Go to your side, chill. You just can't wind down. That's just me. You don't have to be in my asking questions. Like, don't ask questions when I walk in the door. Can you give me a second?
I mean, I'm kind of similar. I like my space. I've always kind of been like a hermit too. So like, I like my space. I'm definitely a social person. So I like to be in the mix with with my person at the same time when I just want to chill and watch my own show. And I'm not trying to hear, I don't want to watch that basketball stuff or the first take or whatever they call it. Like
Basketball
stuff, queen. I don't watch it. I don't want no parts. I don't care. I want to watch what I want to watch. And that's, you know, you go over there and enjoy, and we'll reconvene at the right moment.
But I find
separate.
You end up falling asleep over there, it's all good. Me and Moo will make do.
Let me tell you, I didn't realize how some women are so clingy until I had a daughter. My son was just like, oh, you know, you have to go in there and make sure he's still alive. You know, my daughter, she's like, mommy. And I'm like, girl, and she has to touch you. And I'm like, I feel sorry for her husband when she gets older. Jesus. Because I'm not you know, don't get me wrong. I like to touch my man and all those kind of things. But does it have to be 24 hours a day? Like, we can get a break from each other. Just for
yeah, no one is saying that. But
not 24 hours.
Yeah, not 24 hours.
No, like, you have some naggers.
You have your man cave, but nobody is saying separate wings, separate bedrooms. We not sleeping in the same bed. That reminds me.
No. We can sleep with each other. We have
that reminds me of what my dad and his wife used to do. And I'm like, do you even like her at this point?
Right.
Like an arrangement.
I love him. I'm going to call him. Babe, what are you doing over there?
Yeah. No.
That sounds so crazy.
You want to come over here?
You
right.
I'm going to come visit you.
I don't know. Depending on the guy, you want to be super clingy, and I want to touch you, and I want to smell you.
I do too. I think that you're taking to the exaggeration. Maybe
not too much, Stella. No.
I mean, listen, like I like to touch. I don't like to be touched too much. That's just like my thing. But it's just like, yeah, like I want to be in your space. I want you in mine. But when I want my space, I want my space. Like. Yeah. Love you, but like, no, not right now. Even like with Moo, we're like working on those boundaries because she can be like really like y'all see her. She's asleep right now, which is why she hasn't made her debut.
In your face.
I love Moo. Like I'm waiting for her to walk across and put her tail right across your face.
When she wakes up, she will definitely try to be the center of attention. But yeah, it's just like, okay, like enough. Like
nah, I gotta be up under my man. It don't have to be
all the time.
No, I'm not saying 24/7, but I am like super affectionate. Yeah. Like I need that physical touch and to be able to reach out and touch my man. I always tell people when I'm dating, if I'm affectionate towards you, that's how you'll know that I like you. Because I'm like, oh, give me a kiss. I just want to sniff the little corners in between your neck.
I can't imagine you would want to do that after 20 years, Tam, because then it's going to smell the same.
I hope I am.
Listen,
I hope I am.
It might be aged.
Stella, my dad was grabbing my mom's tush. And they've been married 40 years.
But I love that. But his hand isn't on her tush 24/7.
Listen, we gonna find a way to keep it interesting. He
taps that thing when he walks across the room, looks back like Janet.
I love seeing those older couples that just be watching their spouse walk across the room. You want to address them and jump down their throat. I love seeing that.
I do too.
Yeah,
I love seeing the hug and the rub and the push.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my husband, even the neck might still smell the same, but he's still gonna be sexy to me in 20 years.
It might be
a little bit of age funk with that neck crevice. I was
little age.
And I'm gonna clean it for him. Right. We're gonna keep it fresh.
You're gonna make sure it's fresh and funky at the same time.
Fresh for me to smell.